Alright, so in the second part of 7.1, we're going to talk about what makes our relation a function. So we already defined a function as for every input there's exactly one output. So remember, for every input there is exactly one output. Exactly one. That becomes the key. So we mentioned about input cannot two-time on output. So when we look at our two mappings down here, and a mapping makes it easy to visualize whether or not we have a function or not a function. And so when I look at these my inputs, I want to make sure that my input goes to only one of my outputs. So when I look at this first one, this -2 only goes to 3. The -1 only goes to 2. The 0 only maps to 1, and the 1 only maps to 0. And so this is what we would call a function. Because each of my x values maps to only one y value. Now when I look at the second one, my 1 maps to both -1 and 1. My 4 maps to both 2 and -2. And really all it has to do is one of my inputs have to map to more than one output. And that makes this a non-function. Or not a function. Either way you want to say it. This second one is not a function because my 1 and my 4 are both two-timing, or they both have more than one output. So more than one output. And so that makes it not a function. So let's go ahead and go into a few examples. Which relations are functions? Use a mapping diagram to explain your reasoning. So I'm just going to start by making a map. So my x values are my domain, 0, 1, 2, and 3. So 0, 1, 2, and 3. And then I have 1, 4, 5, and 7. So 1, 4, 5, 7. And I know that in making these mappings, it's a lot like just plain match. So my 0 maps to 1, my 1 maps to 4, my 2 maps to 5, my 3 maps to 7. So my inputs map to exactly one output. So this one is a function. And again, because each input goes to directly one output. So let's try that over here. So -2, -1, 0, and 1 are my inputs. And then my outputs, if you notice, are all 0. So I don't need to, when mapping, you never need to write a number more than once. You only write it once. So here, -2 maps to 0, -1 maps to 0, 0 maps to 0, and 1 maps to 0. Now, this is where things can get tricky, because we're saying that x cannot cheat on y, right? There can only be, for each input, only one output. Well, when I look at this, for that definition, this satisfies it. For each of these inputs, they only have one output. -2 is only pointing to the 0, -1 is only going to the 0, 0 is only going to the 0, and 1 is only going to the 0. The only inputs are the only ones who cannot two-time on the outputs. The outputs can have multiple input values, but the inputs can only have one output value. So this, even though they are all going to the same value, it is still a function because it still meets that criteria of each input exactly one output. So they each only have one output answer. So that still makes it a function. It's a double standard, I know. Alright, so then we move to C. Here I have 0, 0, 1, and 3. So again, I only have to write the numbers once. So 0, 1, and 3. And then we have -1, 2, and 3. So -1, 2, and 3. And remember, I always write mine in numerical order. So 0 will map to -1, but then 0 also maps down here to 3. 1 maps to 2, and 3 maps to 2. And so when I look at this, notice that the 0 goes to both -1 and 3. And because the 0 has more than one output, that makes this not a function. And it is all because of 0 2 timing on -1 and 3. So again, my x values can only have at most one y value. Alright, so now let's talk about tables. How do we look at that in a table? Well, in a table, really the easiest way, you could make it into a mapping because these are coordinate points and you can draw mapping to explain. But really, when we're looking, our inputs, so this x column, we are looking for no repeat x values. So when I look at A, I have 2 1s. And because I have 2 1s, that means that this 1 has 2 output values. And it does. It has 3 and 2. And so that makes this not a function. Because one has 2 outputs. That's the reasoning. Our value, our input 1, has 2 outputs. So then I'm going to look at example B. -3, 2, -1, 0. They all have the same output, but we talked about that in our last example, right? Where all of these mapped to 0. This is the same thing. They would just all map to the same. What I'm concerned about is that there's not double or duplicates in my output. And so this one is a function. And our explanation here is for every input, there's exactly one output. So B is because none of my inputs repeat. So then I look at C, is it a function? So I look 0, 1, 2, 3. None of them repeat, so this is a function. And again, for each input, there's exactly one output. And so that's how tables work. And so we'll have one more where we talk about how do we know looking at a graph. That's in our next video. And so we'll see you over there.